Please like and subscribe our channel for trending videos. Exposed, stunning photos show shocking reality of communities overrun by Muslim migrants during holidays. There is a reason why President Trump is attempting to slow the number of Muslim refugees entering the country, and it has nothing to do with racism as the left continues to claim. Over the last several years, under liberal leadership, Muslim migrants have flooded into countries around the world which have created tremendous issues that only continue to grow. Not only are nations crumbling under the pressure of thousands of Muslim migrants living off the government, but the rate of violent crimes and terrorist attacks have increased exponentially. Instead of countries around the world closing their borders and ending the influx of Muslim migrants entering their countries, they allow them to continue pouring in, and now whole communities have been completely taken over. And, if no one thought that could happen, these stunning photos that have emerged prove it already has taken place. Over the last year, Europe has been hit with numerous terrorist attacks that have stunned the world with their brutality. In Manchester, England earlier this year, a terrorist attacked an Ariana Grande concert, killing dozens of people including young children. Then there was the series of terrorist attacks that ranged from radical Islamists running people over with vehicles to bombings and stabbings that has struck fear in the community. Instead of England and neighboring countries taking these attacks as a signal to close their borders until they can get a handle on the volatile situation, the government continues to make excuses and allows the migrants to flood in. Now, communities in Europe have mostly been taken over, and these once quaint towns are now a shadow of their former selves. Britain's Christmas markets will be surrounded by a ring of steel with armed police on patrol and metal detectors at entrances as security is raised over new terror fears. There will be concrete barriers, stop and search checks and officers on the ground at the popular festive events in London, Birmingham, Manchester, Leeds, Edinburgh, and Bath in the run-up to Christmas. The precautions are being taken after the local government association warned councils to be vigilant this year, with the terror threat level to the UK currently at severe, meaning an incident is highly likely. Britain has suffered from the 3 horrific attacks this year, with innocent people and children killed in London and Manchester. But while security is being ramped up in light of the atrocities in Westminster in March, the Manchester Arena in May and London Bridge in June, the authorities are also concerned about a potential copycat attack. Last year 12 were murdered when an ISIS fanatic ploughed a lorry through Berlin's Breitscheid Platz Christmas market. Police patrol at Edinburgh Christmas market as security measures are ramped up across the country in fear of a terror attack. Visitors to the Scottish capital's Christmas markets on George Street and East Princes Street this year can expect bag searches and security checks at entrances. Police Scotland have also pledged to enforce additional security measures, and armed officers will be on patrol at the festive events. A police spokeswoman said, "Our priority is the safety and security of all those attending or involved, and the public are encouraged to continue with their plans to attend or take part in events as normal. The public may see additional protective security measures. There could also be increased security checks at some events and venues, so we advise the public to arrive in plenty of time to allow for this." Manchester's Christmas market has also bolstered its security precautions, in the wake of the Manchester Arena bombing, which killed 23 people at an Ariana Grande gig in May. Visitors will be met with metal and concrete barriers at the Yuletide festival, with armed police patrols keeping a watchful eye over the crowds. Superintendent Chris Hill, of Greater Manchester Police, said, "I want to assure people that we are strengthening protective security as an extra precaution to keep people as safe as possible, and it should make people feel more comfortable and reassured about attending events like the Christmas markets. This has been a difficult year for the city, and we must never forget the people who have been affected. However, we have already all come together and shown our strength and determination to carry on enjoying our day-to-day lives. I want to encourage everyone to do the same. We are here and we're doing everything that we can to keep you safe." While the measures that law enforcement is taking is commendable, it seems to be a tad backward. Instead of working so hard to protect the people from these terrorists, why aren't they closing their borders and kicking Muslim migrants out? These people do not want to assimilate into the Western culture, but rather take it over by any means necessary. The only way that Europe will begin to make their country safe from these violent attackers is by taking a tougher stand and not bending to political correctness. However, that does not seem to be possible since the people have overwhelmingly voted in liberal politicians that are only continuing on this dangerous path. That is why we need to stand behind President Trump and continue to push for stricter vetting processes and the wall to be built along the southern border to help thwart violent offenders from sneaking in. For if we do not, America will begin to look like Europe, and that is not the path we might not be able to come back from easily.